is going to cover 3 tips for preparing to deal with the general public, and then 3 scenarios to use those tips. So the first tip is to memorize responses to frequently asked questions. And it's important to practice these responses. Practice them with your friends and family. And if you don't have anyone in person to practice with, practice in the mirror or practice typing out the responses with friends online. Now, it's important to know that you don't have to answer exactly the same question that people ask you. So, for example, if someone asks you what your dog does, you can just list off a bunch of things that service dogs can do. So, the first tip again is memorize some responses to frequently asked questions. The second tip is to practice body language that goes along with the memorized answers. If you hang out there looking at someone after they've asked you a question and you've responded, they'll think that's an invitation to continue the conversation. If you don't want to continue the conversation, practice using your body language to turn away or walk away. The third tip is to use flyers. I have 2 flyers that I'm going to show you today. The first is a flyer that I made that has Hestia specific information. It's got a lot of general service dog information, but then some Hestia specific stuff. I like to use these flyers when someone is asking polite questions or I think they might be interested in Hestia specifically. The other flyer is the Handler Needs Space flyer from Psychiatric Service Dog Partners. That's at psych.dog. psych.dog. This flyer is good for situations when you just want to be left alone. So you can hand out this flyer and walk away. And this flyer explains that the person handing out the flyer is not being rude, they just need to get about their day. So now we're going to go into 3 practice scenarios that will help you use these tools that we've talked about.
Oh, what kind of dog is that?
She's a Japanese Chin.
Oh. What does she do?
She warns me before I get sick.
What's wrong with you?
I'd rather not discuss my personal medical information.
But you don't look disabled.
Not all disabilities are visible, but I gotta get back to my shopping. Have a nice day.
How old is your dog?
Oh, she's 6. Would you like a flyer that explains a little more about her? Have a nice day.
Thanks. That's a cute dog. Can I pet it?
Sorry, she's working. Here's a flyer about service dogs. So we talked about 3 things that'll help you interact with the general public today. The first one is to memorize some responses and practice them with your friends and family. The second one is to use some body language to help you get out of those uncomfortable situations. And the third one is to hand over some flyers to stop the conversation. So I think it's important to know that you don't need to please everyone in the whole store or explain everything about service dogs to people. It's important to put your needs and your service dog's needs first. So these are just a few of the situations that I've run into frequently. Why don't you put the situations you want to see me do in future videos in the comments? So if you want to read more about this, I wrote an article. It's on Psychiatric Service Dog Partners website. That's psych.dog or psych.dog. And it's under the Public Interaction Tools section. And we'll put a link in the description. Thanks for watching.
What a cute dog. Can I pet it?
Sorry, she's working. Here's a flyer.